Well, yesterday was International Stammering Day, and actually stammering is something that can affect up to 1% of the population. So in the UK, that's up to 450,000 people potentially. So what is available? Well, the McGuire Programme is available, and of course the McGuire Programme famously helped Gareth Gates, the pop singer. And I'm very glad to say that with us this morning we've got Derek Bowler, who's actually one of the coaches from the McGuire Programme, and Anand Mistry, who's a graduate of the programme as well. So thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for joining us today. Now,
hi guys.
First of all, take us right back to basics. For those who may not be too aware, what is stammering?
Well, I think it's probably fair to say that a stammer is a block when you speak, and that can manifest itself in various ways.
Okay, now is it something that you're born with? Did it start from birth, or can it be developed later in life?
It can be developed at any time. For example, I only began stammering when I was 8 years old, and it happened almost overnight.
Did anything trigger it in particular?
It's difficult to say. In my particular case, I wouldn't say it did.
I read that it's more likely that you will be a stammerer if you're a man.
That's very true. That's very true, and I have to say that it's a 4-to-1 ratio in terms of men to females when you stammer.
Do you think there's a lot of ignorance surrounding stammering within society?
I think that the listener doesn't always understand exactly what's happening inside a person who has a stammer, because there's all emotions happening inside, and all that the listener sees is the actual stammer itself. Now, different people react in different ways, and certainly on this programme we try to help people to concentrate on themselves and work on their speech, and not worry too much about what other people think, and just accept the fact that we are a stammerer in recovery.
Now, I'm sure stammering can be incredibly frustrating in terms of trying to communicate, but you've developed the McGuire Programme. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Well, it's probably been round about 15 years now.
Right.
And there's a lot of people on the programme from all different creeds and races, ages and sizes. But one thing we do have in common is that we all stammer. And there are different types of stammering. On the programme, they're almost categorised into a person who's overt, and that's a person who clearly has a stammer, and despite what they do, they're unable to hide it. Now, I was in that category, and it was very difficult for me to hide the fact. And then you've got a covert stammerer. Now, that type of person is a person who's very good at changing their words and substituting words. So people might not necessarily know that they have a stammer.
So that one's almost more easy to disguise, but doesn't mean that it's any less prevalent and any less real.
Absolutely.
Can you cure stammering?
On this programme, we're of the opinion that there is no cure for stammering. I'll always have a stammer. There'll always be something inside my head that'll tell me I'm stammering.
And when we see Gareth Gates, of course, he's the most widely known stammerer, really, isn't he, in the public eye?
Yeah.
And we've seen him progress from his very shy entrance into show business. Of course, he could sing beautifully with stammer free, and then through the McGuire Programme, he's learnt these techniques, hasn't he? And now he appears as fluent as you are sitting here. Now, there's a real community, isn't there, within the McGuire Programme? We've been talking before we came on air, and it's actually about bringing everybody together and increasing everyone's confidence. So, talk to us briefly about the techniques in the programme, and then what the community brings.
Yeah, sure. Well, in essence, I suppose it's split into two. We have the physical aspects, where, as you see now, I'm using a certain type of breathing when I'm speaking, and that's called costal breathing. Interestingly, it's practiced by opera singers, amongst others, and it's to help develop the speaking engine in the chest, because it's very important to counteract the stammering, that you do develop the speaking engine in the chest, and by coastal breathing that helps out. So there's physical techniques that we work on, but on the other side there's also the mentality of the program as well, teaching you to accept the fact that you shouldn't be ashamed to have a stammer. It's okay to have a stammer, but if you're in recovery, you're doing something about it.
Actually, can I bring in Anand there, because Anand, you're a graduate of the programme, so you're more recently into the programme, and you're 19, aren't you? And you've been in the programme for around about 2 years, 18 months. So just tell us briefly your story. When did you first develop your stammer, and what led you to the programme?
Yeah, I would say my stammer started when I was about 4 or 5.
So it wasn't something you were born with?
No. Apparently I was a bit of a little chatterbox when I was little, and then, I don't know, something changed and I started to fear speaking. And I would go to speak and I'd get stuck, and then it just sort of built on that, and I would find making phone calls or ordering food at a restaurant or asking for bus fare.
Everybody
Very
takes
difficult.
for granted. Must be so frustrating and also quite limiting, but it doesn't have to be that way. And how has the McGuire Programme changed your life?
The programme has given me the ability to sort of challenge my fears, so I can go out into the world and say, I'm going to go ask for that bus fare, and I'll use all the stuff I've learned.
You're not going to let it stop you doing what you want to do.
No.
That's why I'm here today.
And you were telling me before, I mean, obviously you two have a great rapport, you've obviously known each other a while, but actually you're part of a network within of graduates and coaches within the McGuire Programme, so you've got such a big support network there.
And I think it's fair to say that that's what's so unique about our programme, in that everyone who's on the programme, from the bottom to the most senior instructor on the programme, has had a stammer.
So they can really relate to it.
Absolutely. They've been through it, they know exactly what you're experiencing, and because of that, we're able to help you in developing these tools to deal with your stammer. And it's all about learning control. As we talked about earlier on, there is no cure, in our opinion, for stammering, but you can learn to control it.
So the fact that you can learn to control it is just amazing, because I mean, look at Gareth Gates. He actually admitted openly that he was very, very apprehensive to go on X Factor and almost didn't apply entirely because he was so fearful of the audition process and stammering holding him back. However, look, we got a little pop idol out of it and he's done incredibly well. So it just goes to show that you can overcome it. Then I'm sure there's going to be many viewers watching today who themselves or people they know are suffering from a stammer, and they may be quite apprehensive, maybe almost ready to give up and not quite trusting the programme. What's your final word to the people out there?
There is hope, and if you look on the programme website, it's quite clear as to what's involved in the programme. I would say that the hope is there, and with hard work and practice, and there is a lot of hard work on this programme, and it's a 4-day course, and there's 8 courses across the UK per year, then you can hopefully achieve what you want to achieve with your speech. And we adopt a sporting mentality. For us, speaking is now a sport.
Fantastic. Well, look at both of you. You've both been an absolute inspiration. Fantastic. And it's such a pleasure to meet you both today. Thank you very, very much.
It's fantastic. It really is. That's inspiring as well, because I'm guessing for people that have found a stammer so frustrating that now there's a pathway ahead, and there's
light at the end of the tunnel, and it's something we so take for granted, isn't it? So it really has opened up awareness.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Guys.
Thank you.